There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want.
What is going on, guys? Here we are back again in the garage, getting ready to do some work to the fit finally. You know, a couple weeks ago, I got back from vacation and realized that my rear strut was blown. So we're going to go ahead and get those replaced today. Fortunately, I had got a really good deal on, a cheaper set of coilovers. They're Godspeed, but they are the Mono Max, which is one of the nicer ones that they make. Here's a look at one of the rear struts. They, seem to be pretty good quality. So we're going to go ahead and replace both of the rear struts today. Eventually, we're going to go ahead and replace the front ones too. But I like these a lot. They have a really nice dampening setting. I think these are like 40-way adjustable dampening. So that's pretty crazy, pretty nice. So let's go ahead and get on it and get these installed. All right, now that we got the car up on jack stands and I'm sweating like crazy, it is so humid outside. We're going to go ahead and pop the hatch and disassemble the top side of the struts first, I think. If that doesn't work, we're going to go underneath and take the bolt out there. It's only 2 bolts. It's one bolt on the top and then one bolt on the bottom, and then the strut should come free. So we can start here in the rear hatch and go ahead and remove these 2 access panels right here. On the right. Oh. On the left. You can see that gives us access to the top bolt here for these K-Sport struts here in the rear. I'm pretty sure to remove these, you take out the dampening adjuster. You're going to need to put an Allen key in here and then put your wrench on here to break it loose. All right, so we're going to go down here underneath. And that light's kind of in the way. You can see there, though, there is our nut from the bottom of the strut that we need to remove. So let's go ahead and get on that. Well, that thing is freaking on there. So I started with just my ratchet, same 14 millimeter size as up top. Started trying to move it, wouldn't move. Took my mallet to it, wouldn't move at the mallet. And I noticed that the bolt was starting to wear a little bit, even with the 6-point. So I got that off of there and I thought, okay, let's put the impact on, no moving it. So I'm going to hit it with some PB Blaster and let it soak and sit for a little bit. And then we'll come back to it.
Basil, are you waiting for the PB Blaster to work so Danny can get the shocks off of his car?
I'm pretty sure she has no idea what that is.
I think she does. Are you kissing your sister? Yeah.
Was she?
Yeah, baby. You want pets? Yeah. Pets. Yeah. Good girl. Hey, Layla. Hey, Layla. Are you sad? You look sad.
John, it's because you're getting so close to her with the camera.
You
Oh,
drooly.
wait, truly.
You drooly now. Yeah, that's a lot of water.
Oh, no, Ari's covered in water. John,
Aw.
help her. She looks so confused.
Are you helpless? Are you helpless?
Confused old.
Are you helpless? Are you helpless? Are you gonna drink from your fountain? Are you gonna drink water from your fountain? No? You gonna try to drink from the camera? Drink from the fountain. That's the floor near the fountain. Oh, good girl. Good morning, everyone. Here we are, back in the garage. It's another day. Yesterday, I sprayed down the shocks, the bolts in the bottom with some PB Blaster because they were stuck. Let's see if we're able to get them loose this morning. All right, now that we're finished underneath, see if these will spin right off here, hopefully. Yep. As you guys can see, I think you can see here. Let's get this dust cover off. There's a lot of residue underneath the dust cover, and you can see here all the road dirt and grime and everything else is just sticking to it where it blew out. So let's replace it. Here's the shock from the driver's side of the car. As you can see, it's completely dry on the outside. This one is not blown, but you know, we're going to replace them in a pair. See there? Nothing leaking out of this one. Dry as can be. Before installing these new Godspeed rear coilovers, I'm just doing a quick, length comparison. I'm going to make some adjustments to make sure they're the right length. But looking over these, honestly, overall, I really am pretty impressed with what you get with this Godspeed kit. One of the nice things is that, when you buy this K-Sport kit, it doesn't come with some of the hardware. So you have to, reuse a lot of the OEM hardware, which is normal. And sometimes it's a good thing. OEM hardware is good quality stuff. But as an example, these are the original bump stops right here. And you have to use those. These little pins that go in between these two plates, which is all OEM. And then this is the top pillow ball. I think that's what it's called, the pillow ball for the rear shocks. That's OEM. And this is the only piece I'm going to actually have to reuse moving over to these Godspeeds. They have a much thicker, heavier duty pin here. These plates comes with a new bump stop, and it's pretty nice. So I'm very impressed overall for the price of these coilovers and what you get with them. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this dampening adjuster so I can get this bolt off, and then we'll get these new shocks slid in. Since, we're replacing the rear shocks, we're going to go ahead and replace the rear springs with what came in the Godspeed kit. And once again, look at the difference between these K-Sport springs and then the Godspeed springs. Overall, it seems just like much nicer construction. And once again, they give you more than what you get with these K-Sport springs. The K-Sport springs, you had to use the original OEM lower rubber. And then you get new rubber with this set. And I'll say that, the rubber on the OEM, gets in the way of the rear sway bar as an example. So you have to fiddle with that to get the sway bar in place. So this is nice, because these aren't gonna, fit up like the OEM ones did. So let's see if we can, make sure that these are adjusted. They look like they're already pretty damn close.
shocks appear to be the same length now. Got everything set up there. It has to put the dust cover back on this one. And like I said before, this pillow ball gets reused from OEM, so we're going to stick those back in. A pin right here will just ride up right through there, and then we'll lock it down into place. I've got everything set up with new springs and perches, so we're going to get those in and see if we can get this thing back on the road. As you can see, it is still humid as hell and hot in our garage, so I'm sweating. We got everything attached and tightened up underneath. We're going to move on to up here. Now, I did go ahead and put the pillow balls in and put the top nuts on just because, it needs that to be able to hold them in place so the springs don't fall loose. So I've done most of that already. But as you can see, here's the nut, top plate pillow ball. Same thing on the other side here. So we're just going to tighten those up, and I think we'll be ready to drop it. All right, guys, that is it. So we got the dampening knobs installed here, and I went ahead and just rolled those back all the way to their softest setting. And since these are 40 way, I'm going to click them forward 20 times to just set it right in the middle to see what I think about that. There's a nice distinct click every time you turn it. All right, awesome. Let's get it on the ground. All right. She is on the ground. Still have to drive it a little bit. That ride height will drop just a tad. But everything looks pretty good. All right, guys, I hope you've liked this video. If you liked it, definitely hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see me sweat like a pig, hit that subscribe button. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching.